Welcome to the 10 Minutes Goldmine, where every book gives you a treasure of knowledge in just 10 minutes. Introduction. Dune by Frank Herbert is widely regarded as one of the greatest science fiction novels ever written. First published in 1965, it introduces a deeply complex world where politics, religion, ecology, and humanity intersect in a struggle for power, survival, and control of the universe's most valuable resource, spice. Set in a distant future, Dune explores the intricacies of human nature and the consequences of absolute power, all while weaving together themes that continue to resonate with modern society. The story follows Paul Atreides, a young nobleman who is destined to rule the desert planet of Arrakis, a planet that harbors unimaginable dangers and treasures. Part 1. The setting, the desert planet of Arrakis. The novel is set primarily on the planet Arrakis, a desert world where giant sandworms roam the dunes, and water is the rarest of commodities. Arrakis is not only harsh in its climate but also in its politics, as control of the planet means control over the spice melange, a substance that extends life, enhances mental abilities, and enables space travel. The spice is the most valuable commodity in the universe, making Arrakis the epicenter of political, economic, and military conflicts. The spice also has deep cultural significance for the Freemen, the planet's native inhabitants. The Freemen have adapted to the desert environment through a series of unique survival practices, including wearing special stillsuits to conserve moisture. Their religion and way of life are intertwined with the desert landscape, which has been shaped by millennia of harsh conditions. This unique planet, with its vast deserts, deadly creatures, and precious spice, sets the stage for the novel's exploration of power, survival, and destiny. Part 2. The Atreides family, House Atreides and their move to Arrakis. The story begins with the noble House Atreides being granted control of Arrakis by the Emperor, a political maneuver that is part of a larger game of power between the noble houses. Duke Leto Atreides, the leader of the house, is a wise and just ruler known for his compassion and strong leadership. He sees the assignment to Arrakis as a chance to bring peace and prosperity to the desert planet, a place ravaged by decades of Harkonnen rule. Duke Leto's leadership is marked by his integrity and his determination to govern in the best interests of his people. Accompanying Duke Leto is his son, Paul Atreides, the protagonist of the story. Paul is a young man with extraordinary intelligence and curiosity, though he is unaware of the full extent of his potential. He begins his journey to Arrakis as a noble heir, but soon, he will be thrust into a position of leadership far beyond what he ever imagined. His mother, Lady Jessica, is a member of the Bene Gesserit, a secretive sisterhood that possesses powerful mental and physical abilities. As part of their ancient breeding program, Lady Jessica was instructed to bear a daughter to further the Bene Gesserit's plans, but she defied their orders and had a son, Paul, setting into motion a chain of events that would have far-reaching consequences. Part 3. Paul Atreides, the hero's journey and his destiny. Paul's journey is one of self-discovery, as he slowly learns that he is at the center of a larger, cosmic plan. Trained in the arts of politics, combat, and diplomacy, Paul also inherits extraordinary abilities from his mother, who secretly trains him in the ways of the Bene Gesserit. These abilities include heightened perception, mental control, and the ability to read and influence others. However, Paul's true destiny is much greater than even his mother could have imagined. As Paul settles into life on Arrakis, he begins to experience strange visions and dreams that suggest he has a unique and important role to play in the universe. These visions are linked to his potential to become the Kwisatz Haderach, a prophesied super-being who has the ability to access both male and female lines of genetic memory. The Kwisatz Haderach would be able to see the past and future with unparalleled clarity, making him a godlike figure capable of reshaping the universe. However, as Paul begins to understand the weight of his destiny, he faces a difficult truth. His rise to power may come at a great personal cost, and he may have to make sacrifices that will affect not only his own life but the lives of billions across the universe. His struggle to come to terms with this future forms the emotional core of the novel. Part 4. Betrayal and War, The Fall of House Atreides. The tranquility that the Atreides family enjoys on Arrakis is short-lived. House Atreides faces an insidious betrayal by their trusted allies, which leads to the brutal downfall of the family. The Harkonnens, the cruel former rulers of Arrakis, have long harbored a bitter hatred for the Atreides, and they secretly ally with the Emperor's Sardaukar troops to launch a devastating attack. During the attack, Duke Leto is killed, and Paul and his mother are forced to flee into the desert, narrowly escaping death. This marks a turning point in the novel, as Paul and Jessica are no longer political figures but refugees fighting for survival. Their journey takes them deep into the harsh desert, where they must rely on their wits, training, and the harsh desert environment to survive. While fleeing, Paul and his mother are taken in by the Freemen, the native people of Arrakis, who are initially skeptical of them. However, as Paul proves himself through his wisdom and abilities, he begins to gain the trust of the Freemen. They believe in a prophecy that one day a Mahdi, a messianic figure, would come to lead them to freedom, and Paul's arrival seems to fulfill that prophecy. Part 5. Paul's transformation, from fugitive to Messiah. As Paul's abilities grow and he gains more control over his visions, he begins to accept his role as the Mahdi, the messianic figure destined to lead the Freemen. Under his guidance, the Freemen start to fight back against the Harkonnens and the Emperor's forces, and they gain strength, knowledge, and the ability to survive in the harsh desert environment. Paul's transformation is not only physical, as he trains himself in combat and leadership, but also spiritual and psychological, as he confronts the depths of his powers. Paul's understanding of the spice melange and its effect on his mind allows him to see a future filled with both hope and dread. He begins to realize that his rise to power, though inevitable, will also trigger a universe-wide jihad, a holy war that will be fought in his name. The consequences of this war, including the destruction of countless lives, weigh heavily on Paul, but he feels powerless to change the course of history. Part 6. The Final Battle, The Fall of the Harkonnens. The climax of the novel sees Paul leading the Freemen in a final, decisive battle against the Harkonnens and the Emperor. Using guerrilla tactics, knowledge of the desert, and the power of the spice, the Freemen wage an unrelenting war to take back Arrakis and secure control over the spice production. With Paul's leadership and his growing powers, the Freemen emerge victorious. Paul's forces are able to defeat the Harkonnens and force the Emperor to abdicate his throne. In a dramatic confrontation, Paul claims the imperial throne for himself, cementing his status as the ruler of the universe. He also marries the Emperor's daughter, Princess Irulan, securing his political power. However, the victory comes with a heavy cost, as Paul realizes that his rise to power has set into motion a chain of events that will lead to a future he can neither control nor fully understand. Part 7. Themes, Politics, Religion, and Ecology. One of the most profound aspects of Dune is its exploration of complex themes that extend beyond the boundaries of the story itself. Frank Herbert uses the novel to examine power, politics, religion, and ecology in a way that resonates with modern-day concerns. Politics and power. The political intrigue in Dune is a central force that drives the story. Herbert shows how power is wielded through alliances, betrayals, and manipulation. The struggle for control of Arrakis and its spice production serves as a metaphor for the ways in which real-world powers vie for control over scarce resources. Religion and prophecy. Religion plays a significant role in shaping the events of Dune. Paul's rise to power is intertwined with the Freeman's religious beliefs, and he comes to realize that his role as the Mahdi will shape the future of not just Arrakis, but the entire universe. Herbert asks critical questions about the intersection of religion and politics, and how religious beliefs can be manipulated for power. Ecology and environment. The novel places a strong emphasis on the importance of ecology, focusing on the delicate relationship between the Freeman and their environment. Arrakis' ecosystem, including the sandworms and the spice, is central to the story. Herbert also addresses the dangers of over-exploiting natural resources, and the consequences of humanity's disregard for ecological balance. Conclusion. Dune is a monumental work of science fiction that remains relevant and influential today. Its intricate narrative, rich world-building, and exploration of universal themes make it a timeless classic. Through the story of Paul Atreides, Herbert delves into the complexities of power, destiny, and the human condition, providing readers with a thought-provoking tale that challenges our understanding of the world around us. Whether you're a science fiction aficionado or new to the genre, Dune offers an immersive and intellectually stimulating experience. It's a book that encourages readers to think about the future, the environment, and the ways in which power is wielded, making it as pertinent today as it was when it was first published. That's it for today's 10 Minutes Goldmine. If you found value in this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep mining for more golden knowledge. See you in the next one.